advice for them. Yeah, so
Huh.
if you ever have any cat problems, I don't know if you have cats, but don't you
I
have a
don't.
cat?
No, I don't.
Oh,
No cat. I can't have a
yeah,
cat.
yeah.
'Cause your husband's
I can't
allergic,
stand
right?
little, huh?
Your husband's allergic, right, Nikki?
Yeah. Yeah,
I,
deathly allergic. If I have a cat, I have an outside cat.
yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good
I only
morning.
seen Jim Coon Cat and Fishing and Pickens in here.
I'm just popping in for a minute. I gotta get going, get moving. So,
Oh, Hank Allen Cash is here too.
woohoo! Hank Allen Cash.
Listing challenge went good. I got 8 done. I didn't do too good, but I did some.
But you know what? That's better than none.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got some done, and I plan on getting more done today. So
You did more than you would have done without the challenge, right?
oh yeah, yeah. I was. I mean, for the first 2 hours, I just sat and talked, just
Yeah.
because it's my night off. I want to have fun. And I know making money is fun too, but I like to sit and chat.
Yeah.
So
Well, and it was closer to evening time, so it was evening time, so you're not really in working mode in evening time either.
right. Yeah, Hank says that she hopes you have a wonderful trip, Valerie, and she's missed us, and we've missed her.
Aw.
And since she says since
Where
school
was
started again, I'm drowning.
What are you taking up for school?
I think she's doing business or something. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
I'll turn my camera off. You guys don't have to watch me eat.
Oh, but it's so fun, Nikki.
Yeah. At least I do with my mouth closed.
Me and Jim Cooncat was talking about Land of Confusion earlier, and I was like, have you heard the Disturbed one? And because Disturbed does a version of that song, but so Genesis has the original version,
Right.
but and that's the best. But Disturbed's version is pretty cool too.
It is. I have to say, I was pretty impressed. So.
Yeah. Hank says that her BA is in business, minor in sociology. I love sociology. To me, it's so interesting. It's, basically just learning people, people in general, people from all different walks of life and different places that they grew up in, different situations they grew up in, and how it can affect their life when they're older. And I have a saying that I like live by, like every decision that you make in your life, it'll take you down a different road. It doesn't matter if it's wearing the red shoes or wearing the blue shoes. It's it's a decision. It's gonna, somebody may say, "Hey, I like those red shoes. Where'd you get them?" And then you start a conversation with them, and maybe you were supposed to, meet that person for a reason. It's crazy to think about, that, something like that could be detrimental to some decision in your life.
Right. Well, like I used to tell the girls,
and we're all
when
connected
they were teenagers, I used to tell them, whatever you do, whatever choice you make, it comes with a consequence.
Oh yeah.
It could be a good consequence or it could be a bad consequence, but there's a consequence to it. So I said, whenever you're trying to make a decision, you need to think about the consequences that come along with that.
Yeah.
So, because I had to trust them a lot because they were on their own a lot.
I know it.
And so I had to trust them to make the right decision.
Right.
Hope that I did halfway decent.
Hank says sociology sounds like it would be easy cake work, but it's not.
No.
One business class and 2 sociology this semester. I just want to list LMAO and not deal with school. I know. I mean, it's got to be hard, especially now that you know that you could make such an income doing this. It's got to be hard to go to college and pay for that education when you know that you can, you know, I mean, it's important. It's important to, to have an education, and I completely agree. But when you just know that you can do this for a living, it's got to be hard.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. And she's so close to finishing the degree that she's just got to finish it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, if you're already in it, you might as well just go for it. Because then, at least if something happens, eBay shuts down, God forbid, and we can no longer do this, like, with eBay, you know, you got something else under your belt.
right.
Yep.
And
There's nothing wrong with that.
that's the thing, I'll always keep my respiratory license just because if something happens, if I get into a pinch, like there was a time where I thought I'm gonna have to go back to work,
Yeah.
and in order to be able to survive. But then I just started kicking it and started, I kicked it into gear and proved to myself that I can do it, and that I can make it work. So that's but I'll always keep that,
Yeah.
no,
That's good.
because I worked hard for it, and
Yeah.
there's no reason to let it go.
Right. Comfortable Life says, Nikki, I posted on Dwayne's last auction. I was saving my money for your night on the 9th. I think you will
Yay.
do good. Others are waiting now for the 9th. So he's got everybody set for the 9th.
Woohoo!
That's good.
You'll have to remind me of that because I'll be on vacation. But I will I need to put it in my phone so that way it comes up. But
Yeah, it's all
I'm
about.
trying to get stuff picked out.
Sorry.
I said I gotta get stuff picked out for that night.
yeah.
Yeah. Get some good stuff. Yeah. So you can make lots of money.
The thing is, I
Um,
didn't do it for the money. I'm doing it because it just sounds like fun. Because I originally wanted to start an auction show a couple years ago. I thought it would be fun,
yeah.
but then I just kind of lost interest and never figured it out. But
Yeah. Definitely what I was going to tell Hank was definitely, you know, uh, prioritizing your time is important, especially when you're doing so many things. You have
hmm
to get that time management down. And I've always had a problem with that, but I know that when I have, managed my time well, that, and, like, kept a real regular schedule, then it was easier. So,
Okay,
well,
guys,
thank you,
I'm
comfortable
gonna
life.
sign off for now. I'm gonna get some stuff done, get ready, and get the dogs to the
okay.
place. And
All right. You be careful. Love you.
so I will talk to y'all later.
Have a safe trip. If I don't talk to you,
Thanks.
Love you,
Love you
sis.
guys. Love
bye.
you too. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, Michelle said that she didn't list anything last night, but she, played the sell, keep, or toss game, and then she sorted lithographs that are hanging around.
Hmm.
That's part of it. it's definitely part of it. I had to start going through inventory that I have not put in inventory yet. It doesn't have a number, excuse me. It doesn't have a number. It's sitting in a box next to my table, and it keeps piling high as I'm listing. And so that's definitely part of, um the fear of listing is that I'm gonna have more stuff to do for inventory. So I need to get that taken care of today.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Brandon's out in the garage throwing all my stuff away. Well, not all of it, but he's keeping what I told him to keep, but he's getting rid of a lot of stuff, and I just can't even go out there because
You want to keep it all.
I want to keep it all. So he's throwing it in big black trash bags so I can't see it, and hopefully I don't go out there tonight and start digging in my own trash.
Yeah, get out of there. Well, don't forget, we're having that new live show starting too on, what did I say, the September 6th?
Your show?
Yeah, my show.
Okay.
The
You
Wednesday
get it,
after
girl.
Labor Day, whatever that is. Or the week after Labor Day. So what is that, the 6th? Yeah, the
week
6th.
after Labor Day.
So.
On
Yeah,
Wednesday?
Wednesday the 6th.
Okay.
And then I'm on that auction show on the 9th. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am not sure what my schedule looks like
And that
as far as work. So
that new live show is so you can get rid of your piles.
Yeah.
List it or ditch it or something. What did I call it? List it or ditch it?
Yeah. That would be good. I'm excited for you.
We'll have to have you on.
Yeah, you will. I have a lot of decisions like that to make. I mean, I just have stuff.
I figure I'll do the first one. And with my piles, one of my piles. And then after that, we'll just see who wants to come on and get rid of their piles,
Yeah.
I think even because, okay, I've been in this game for many, many years. And I know what I have, and I know what sells, and I know what I need to throw away. But it's having other people tell you, hey, throw that away, or get that listed. It might help something trigger something in the brain where it's like, hey, I gotta get this done. My friends saw my pile now. I need to get this done so that they can see that I got rid of that pile, or whatever.
Right. Right.
Because we all know what we need to sell and what we're not selling needs to go to the trash or needs to go to donate or whatever. I mean, we all know. We all can do research on the items that we have and figure it out ourselves. But this is just kind of a push,
Yeah. And I don't even have to go anywhere. All I have to do is reach underneath my desk and pull stuff out.
Yeah.
Because it's just packed. It's jam-packed up to the top of the table.
But it's like dieting, I mean, like exercising and dieting. It's easier for some people to do it with their friend than it is by themselves. Well, that's kind of the same thing, if you got somebody pushing you to get rid of that pile.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm hoping it'll help anyways.
I have I guess it would be like a small dining room table is what I use for my desk. Because Hank Allen Cash asked right now, what, you have stuff stashed under the desk? It's completely full all the way to the top of the desk, all around.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can go to the back of the desk and there's just no, that's the end of it. But I mean, it's crazy how much stuff is underneath this desk. And I don't really, I mean, it'll be like Christmas. Seriously, because I've been through one box, so I know what is in one box. But as far as the rest of it, I can't remember what I put under there and what I haven't. So yeah, it's out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. Like, and it's I wanna say, like, probably some stuff that I've actually half listed, like, all the way to the listing process and but not taking pictures of it and then couldn't find it. It's probably underneath this desk.
Yeah.
Hey, knock it off. If you wanna bark, go outside.
Well, my desk is similar. I have a long folding table like for my desk, and yeah, it's full under there. I can't get my legs underneath it. Well,
Yeah,
I was thinking about cleaning that out so I could actually sit at it like a desk,
right.
like a table like you're supposed to be able to.
Mm,
And I looked under there. I've got this thing. It's like a flower candle holder. It's huge, and you set it on a table or whatever. You put candle in it, and it's broken. The whole side of it is broke out of it. Why in the hell did I keep that? Why is that under my desk? I mean, what
I
was my
know.
thought process of why I put this under the desk? The whole side
Yeah,
of it's completely broke out. There's no way I'm going to be able to use it, even for my own personal whatever. I have no way. What the hell did I keep it for?
right. Hank says, I had a bunch of stuff like that last month. Drafts were done, but never took pics. It's empty under my desk. I just never thought of hiding stuff under there.
Oh,
Well, well, I did.
yeah.
Hiding it from myself.
I don't think there's a nook and cranny in my life anywhere that doesn't have shit in it.
Fish in the Picket says, talking about burning stuff, our family friend down in South Carolina was found died in a house fire. The church's service is called Burnt Swamp Baptist, and his resting place is Burnt Swamps. Oh my gosh,
Jesus.
that's awful. Burnt Swamp Cemetery is where he's going to be buried.
Oh boy.
That I think that has to be the most painful way to die.
I would think so.
Probably is being burned. That's awful.
Well, hopefully, if somebody was burnt, they would die from suffocation first.
Yeah, yeah,
Smoke inhalation.
yeah. That's too bad. Yeah, not good. Um, so Valerie's gonna be gone for 2 weeks.
Wow.
I'm gonna miss her so much.
Yeah.
Comfortable Life says she's taking a bunch of stuff to Goodwill tomorrow.
Oh, he is?
Yeah. It's a guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. See, like Comfortable Life, I've never seen you in well, that I know of. Maybe I have you on Facebook as a friend, but I don't remember. See, I don't have that connection of like your picture, so that's why I sometimes get mixed up on whether you're male or female. It's nothing against you. Yeah. Hank says, do it. Got to get that stuff out of there. I know it. It's awful. And from what I could see, like
Maybe you should be.
Huh.
Maybe you should be the first guest on the show.
Maybe I should. Oh my gosh. Okay, Comfortable Life is Charles. I gotta remember that. Resale Tessa says, yeah, I found that that if it's out of sight, that it really is out of mind. So we've been in the process of moving our piles out of our eBay room where we couldn't even walk in the room and organizing it and listing it. Yeah, that's slowly but surely that's what's going to happen with mine too. I I have a ton of inventory out in the garage. Stuff that we've taken out of here, at least 15 boxes, and not small boxes, big donut boxes. And like the ones that the frozen donuts come in. And so I have a lot of inventory out there that I'm probably not going to get to in a while. I mean, it's kind of, it's almost kind of like a sign for me, especially since, you know, I don't have a vehicle right now, then I can't go source anything, you know, so, or it's harder. So, you know, I'm kind of having to deal with what I have right now.
Yep.
So it's kind of a good thing.
And it is a good thing to have some backup inventory, but there is a such thing as too much backup inventory too. And I'm guilty of it. I have way too much backup
Yeah.
inventory. You
Yeah, me
know?
too. Fishing and Pickett says, anyone else Seller Hub sales reporting wrong numbers? Valerie was saying yesterday that hers is. Like she had, and somebody else in the show yesterday said that they had too. I can't remember. I can't remember if mine. Well, I think mine is. Yeah, mine is way different than what it should be. Because I had pretty good sales day before yesterday, and it only puts me at like $24, and I know that I had close to, well, it would have been it would have been over 120 for the weekend, and mine is not adding up to that. So yeah, definitely has different numbers.
Must be some kind of glitch. Imagine that.
Yep. Nothing new here. Glitchy eBay.
That's what I'm saying. It's just been so glitchy lately. It's pissing me off.
It seems like, you know, they fix one damn thing and they got another problem right on top of that because they're changing shit. You know,
Yeah,
if they would leave well enough alone until they got it all figured out, and then maybe add one thing at a time, you know, fix that glitch and then add another thing and then fix that glitch, you know, instead of changing a whole bunch of stuff and then trying to fix all the glitches. This just doesn't work, or not fast, and we need our stuff to add up.
And this has been going on for quite some time, probably 8-9 months, that they've been glitching out a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, where it's real noticeable. I mean, sometimes there's glitches, and you understand that. I mean, I imagine they've got these huge servers, and they've got all these people working on them, and I imagine they have to do, because we used to do some hosting, me and my brother-in-law, not the one that I was giving rides to, but my other brother-in-law. Anyways, the one that was the serial spanker. Anyway, anyways, we used to do hosting of websites, and yeah, I mean it's constant tinkering. You know, you got to constantly be doing stuff. So I imagine an enormous, and that was just a small server. I imagine the enormous amounts of work that it takes to keep eBay going. You know, and it's just constant updates and constant doing this and doing that. I understand that, and that there's going to be glitches sometime, but it's getting a little ridiculous. And I love eBay. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trashing on eBay. I don't trash eBay. But yeah, I mean, it's been getting a little ridiculous lately because it's just nonstop glitches, nonstop all the time. and it's getting a little sickening.
Yeah, because you don't know if, something that they do is just going to completely put us offline. That it's not hard to do something like that,
No.
and they'll have to have a really good team to pull their shit together and, get it
Yeah.
going straight again.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that, I mean, when eBay is not glitching out, it's a great site. And so everything's working great and everything's going fine for us. And then all of a sudden they start tinkering around with stuff. And now all of a sudden we have all these glitches and things aren't working properly for us. It kind of ticks me off. I mean, I understand they have to do updates. I understand all that. But,
Yeah.
But like you
But
said,
changing stuff, they don't have to change stuff.
Yeah.
Especially if it's working fine, and then they change it and it's all screwed up and it screws up other parts of the system. I mean, it's just going to cause other problems. Charles says, I think things will get better now that the VP Paul is gone.
Yeah, maybe.
And Anissa says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
right.
they got rid of that one CEO and got that new CEO, and eBay has gotten better since then. So we'll see. Hopefully things will get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that
hope so
VP,
too.
wasn't he like the cause of a lot of the changes and stuff or something?
I think so. I think he was making some of those decisions, and
Crazy decisions. Yeah.
Charles says Paul wanted eBay to be more like a brick and mortar, really put the hurt on sellers.
Yeah. Well, that's because wasn't he from a brick and mortar? Like he was from like Macy's or something.
I think so.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Not even reselling. It was, I mean, yeah, it was like a retail. Silver Hair Stacker, good morning. He says, good morning, dangerous dastardly dillers.
He's a wordsmith.
How you doing today, Todd? Is the water still below your feet?
Oh boy.
Oh, Anissa said he's going to Macy's.
Oh, he's going to be. Yeah, but he came from a brick and mortar. I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah, I think so.
One of them big chains. I don't remember. Before eBay, he was in some kind of brick and mortar. Oh, I don't remember what it was. Oh, it was a big chain though, whatever it was.
Good. He says things are peachy keen. That's great.
Good.
I'm glad you're not having no problems.
Is he near all that crap?
No, I think he's how far away are you, Todd, from all that flooding, or some of the flooding? Excuse me. Morning, Shanta.
Sorry, guys. If anybody makes any comments to me, I'm not on YouTube watching the chat. So if I miss anything, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep you updated.
I don't have my other tablet set up, so.
He says, yeah, we only got about 5 inches of rain over 4 days. We are 200 miles from the coast. That's good.
Well, that's good. You don't want anything happening to our silver hair stacker.
No. I sent the link to you, Todd, if you want to come in. Yeah, so I'm just, today's another day off for me, and I'm planning on getting some listing done, and then I'm going to try and go out there and help him with the garage. I don't know if it'll be beneficial for me to be out there or not, but he's trying to get it cleaned up so we can bring the truck in it, so I can start stripping that down.
Oh, are you just giving up on the truck now?
Oh, it's done. He moved it about all he did was drive it out of the driveway, back it up, and backed it into the driveway, and it blew 4 rods through the motor.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Was it low on oil or what?
No. Had plenty of oil.
Huh. Was that after you put a new starter on it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's sucky.
I know. Tim says, well, the mayor of Houston gonna lose his job. Him and the mayor butting heads. Many said mayor of Houston dropped the ball. It seems like there's always somebody getting in trouble for, natural disaster stuff. I know that, they can only do so much. That they're not the only ones that have their hands in what happens to, to people. And, um, they were saying something about he should have evacuated Houston, or I think it was another town actually. He should have evacuated earlier or something like that. But I think it was actually 2 towns that he said that they said that he should have evacuated early, but it would have made it to where it was like 3.5 million people on the road all at once. What's the good in that? So you never know about that kind of stuff, and you're only hearing, one side of the story most of the time.
Yeah.
Yep, it does suck, Hank. I think we're just decided to part it out and get what we can for the parts. And I mean, he was thinking about trying to wait to see if he can get a new block for it, and he could just put all the, new parts on that. But it's going to take too much time, too much money to
do
it that way. Yeah, we're going to just look for another vehicle and hope for the best with that one,
Well, that's a bugger because it's coming up winter time, and
oh, I know. Yeah, it was a good truck for a long time.
Can be again if I got a motor for it.
And it got us through a lot of winters.
It could be if I got a motor for it.
Huh?
Said it could be again if I got a motor for it.
Yeah, well, you go see if you can find a motor ferry and let me know.
A motor ferry.
how many years have you had the truck?
I've had that truck how many years?
Since 2010, so 7.
7 years. Seems longer than that.
I got it in 2010. So it was when we were moving down here.
Right.
Right after the white car.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
So 2010. So 7 years. I thought it was more like 10, but
Oh,
no, it's almost 20 years old, but
yeah.
That's a lot of years to have a used truck. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I bought it. Hi, Todd.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm gooder than grits.
Good.
Hi, naked man.
I got a naked hand.
He's got a naked hand.
I got a naked belly. Is a thing. You being thing.
Naked man. So what's the best thing about Sally?
He's trying to be a thing.
That.
No.
Making money.
Probably paid for them pants.
Making money. That's right.
Drink up. Coffee.
I didn't throw for $1.
No.
That's what it says.
No, it did not sell for $1.
That's what it says. It said $1.
I know, but it was only showing you part of the amount. See, $16.99 plus $6.65 shipping.
I still gotta wait for a payment.
The best thing about me, I don't know. I really couldn't tell you.
I didn't ask you. I asked Naked Man.
Oh, Naked Man, what is the best thing about me?
I'll get back to you on that.
Really?
Is it your stinky butt?
Is it my stinky butt? That's what Nikki said.
Probably better than dead fish in a storage area.
That's the truth. Ha 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 ha.
At least I found it before spring.
That's true. That's true. Charles says, has anyone seen Susan Wells' new video on thrift store clothing?
I don't watch Susan Wells.
No. What does she go by on YouTube? Because I
Susan
watch
Wells.
a couple of. Oh, she does go by Susan Wells. Then I haven't seen it.
She's kind of a. I don't know what to say.
She's just not your type, huh?
My mom told me if I don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So.
Well then. Good job, Nikki. Fishing and picking. It's for a 98 GMC Chevy 1500K
Sierra, isn't it?
Sierra 350 Vortex motor. I think that's all. 5.7, I believe, or something like that. I can't remember. Resale Tessa says it's all about how dirty the clothes are. And then it also says, bitch. Is that the name you're looking for? Is that the word you're looking for, Nikki?
No, she just doesn't seem like
Crazy in the house.
kind of scammy. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, maybe does she have a lot of followers though? Maybe she has something that nobody else has that somebody likes.
I don't trash other YouTubers, so.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be a reason why she's doing what she's doing. As long as people are watching her, you know? Maybe that's what they like.
Are corner clamps worth anything on eBay? There were a bunch of these in the storage unit I bought Saturday.
Oh, corner clamps?
Yeah. Adjustable. Put the little.
Yeah. Why not?
I guess. Okay. Sell them. I never sold any, so I don't know.
Oh, me neither. Yeah, but, you know, I mean, if there's a use for them, then they got to be worth something.
Yeah.
How many do you have?
I got about a dozen. There's different kinds. These aren't adjustable. They're just 90 degree. So I don't know.
What brand are they? Are they Craftsman or?
Actually, some of them are unbranded. Let me read this one. This one says Adjustable Clamp Company. Well, that makes sense. Chicago, Illinois. USA. USA. Looks like cast aluminum. So,
Well, it looks like there was 2 of them, aluminum ones, sold for $23.95.
okay. Yeah, I got 4 of the adjustable ones, so that's almost $50. I don't know. I need to make some profit, man. I stood in the rain Saturday at that storage auction, and I bought a unit, but oh my God, we stood out in the rain for 3.5 hours doing the auction.
wow.
Boy.
You couldn't even hardly see inside the units. There was so much water pouring off the, where you roll up the door and you look at the stuff inside, but there's water pouring off the roof right in front of the door, so you can't hardly get a look in there.
Oh,
So, but the one I bought, I'm gonna have to really work to make a profit. It's not very good.
That stinks.
Lots of clothes that have been sitting in it for a long time got all stinky, and there aren't fancy clothes anyway. So,
Are they vintage clothes, you know?
oh no, the best clothes in there are like some Tommy Hilfiger jeans. So that'd be $15 each or something. I bought it because I saw there was a bicycle in the unit, and all you could see was the seat sticking up, and it said Specialized. Well, Specialized bicycles, the cheap ones on eBay, are like $200.
wow.
So I buy the unit thinking I'm getting a Specialized bike, but no, it's a regular bike with a Specialized seat put on it.
Oh no.
So I'll be able to strip the parts off of it. There's some Shimano parts on the bicycle though, so I'll be able to
Well,
sell
that's
the
good, at
parts
least.
for, I don't know, $50. But it's just stuff like that. I'm gonna have to work to make the money, and it's. I want a unit
Dang
like
that work.
Jason gets, where everything's already in individual boxes and ready to ship. All you gotta do is take a picture and put them out. He gets some awesome units.
Who?
Of course, I don't spend as much as Jason does.
Oh, Jason. Yeah. Different places too have different stuff too. I mean, like here, I've done storage unit auctions. I've gotten storage sheds before, but sometimes they're so far and few between because there's just a lot of shit up here. Usually, the storage sheds are the welfare people that had to move out real fast, and then they couldn't keep up with the rent on their storage shed because they had to move out real fast because they couldn't keep up with the rent at their place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not going to afford a place and a storage shed. That's
Yeah,
where
I
a
was
lot of
thinking
our
of
storage
you.
sheds are.
And I found some employee records in the unit. The person had been on the maintenance staff at Baylor University, so it was like, yeah, they're probably custodian. So I don't know, not a rich storage unit person.
Yeah.
I got a few electronics. I got a Sony boombox and some stuff like that out of it.
Cool.
Well, hopefully you can make some of your money back.
Yeah.
There was one cool unit there. It was like all Christmas stuff, the whole unit, but it was vintage. There were blow mold Santa and
Okay.
snowman. Um, I mean, fancy old timey Christmas decorations. It was cool looking.
Did that go for too much money?
Yeah, it went for 400, and I was like, no, I ain't spending that much. Because that's a crap shoot too.
Yeah.
Who sucks?
Jason.
Of course.
He's waiting for a contractor,
Uh,
so he can't come in here.
so yeah, I didn't get a lot.
Charles says very few YouTubers get positive feedback from me when I do comment, which isn't often. It's all about, giving correct information. I think I think I have an echo. If I'm giving wrong information, I would want somebody to tell me so I can correct it.
I have a wrench too, Jason. Yeah. That was in the
I don't think it's so much of her giving the wrong information as it's more of like it's just more of a paid content kind of thing. And so I don't really want to say too much bad about her because I really don't know her, but isn't she the one that has the mother? Or is she the mother? I don't remember. There's a mother and there's a daughter, and they both do paid content, and one of them ended up getting their eBay account shut down or something, and I don't know. There was some big rigmarole about her a long time ago about her mother.
Oh.
So I just kind of just stay away from them kind of people that are all about
Yeah. And
the I don't know. There's just so many real people like us that I like to watch the people that are real, that are like me, that have everyday life and stuff like that. So maybe I shouldn't have said something negative. I'm sorry. And I shouldn't have said something about her.
I mean, you're just expressing your opinion, but and we're not looking to, form hate on anybody. If she's a avid YouTuber and people watch her, then she's got to be doing something right.
Well, if it sounds like she has a lot of good content or a lot of good information. It's just you have to pay for everything you get. It seems like that's all. That's why I just
yeah. I'm yeah, I don't know. Are you smoking?
Nope.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
He knows better.
That's a clamp.
What is that?
I think you screw it down to a table or to tabletop.
Oh yeah.
And you lift up on it and you stick your work under there and then you put it down and holds your work to the table.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
I don't know if that's worth anything.
Oh, I'm sure, Todd. Just don't know how much.
Yeah.
It's too early.
Oh no, it's not.
I'm trying to catch up with the chat. That's taking me like 45 minutes. I don't understand why people pay for groups and stuff.
Well,
that's what baffles me. I mean, I get it. Like if you're okay, like I know somebody that does Amazon and they're more at a really, really, really high level and they pay to get into like some, I guess you call them like mastermind groups or whatever that are very limited, only have a few people, where they trade tips back and forth. Like, hey, they're out of this, in my area at Walmart, but if you can find it at your Walmart, they don't give freaking bolos that are going to cut their own nose off to spite their face or whatever. But I don't understand. I don't know. I don't understand the whole guru thing. Show me one guru that is doing it with a successful business and being a guru selling paid stuff at the same time. And you're not going to find, they don't exist.
Yeah.
Because if their business is that successful and they're really, truly, and I'm not like, well, they showed me the numbers or they said they did. No, like you actually know them and they really are. They're not going to have time. They're not going to have time to do the guru stuff. It's one or the other, you know?
Yeah.
And secondly, you don't share necessarily all of your secrets if you're really
Right.
truly that successful. You know, I do videos, we do whatever, but that's not sharing everything we know, you know. It's not building. The stuff that I share and show is stuff that people can find if they go out and look for it. But once they find it, I'm gonna be long gone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
One-off antiques and collectibles and stuff like that. We did Amazon rather for a lot of years. I didn't talk about it because it was stuff that could actually, the stuff we were selling was stuff that people could go out and find. I didn't talk about it until after I was done. That would be stupid on my part. Hey, I'm going to teach people to do exactly what I'm doing and create competition. That's a totally different thing.
And Amazon and eBay is completely different whenever it comes to one-upping each other.
Yeah, they're two different animals.
Yeah.
Really, you know, having the competition there on eBay doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, people can drive prices into the ground like always, but there will always be people that will pay a higher amount for, you know, your good business. And, you know, if you have, you know, good feedback and, you know, you have a good, rating and everything like that, they're going to pay higher money for that, you know, rather than, well, some people will pay higher money for that rather than, you know, the drop bottom price because just because, you know, somebody has drove it to the ground.
No, I don't do paid content. I don't join the paid groups and stuff like that because I've been doing this before the paid groups were out, you know, but that's my choice. Some people may need that. Like Thrifty Treasures, Tanya, you know, she talked real highly of the green room. She was an original green room member. I don't know anything about the green room. I can't say anything negative about them because I don't know them. And but she talks very highly of the green room. And she said that the green room, yeah, and she said when she first started, she'll tell you that they really helped her out. So maybe some people need that, and that's fine. You know, if Susan Wells and the green room and all them paid, Global Voodoo has a paid group, you know, if all those help you, then great. They're just not my cup of tea. That's why I said I didn't want to say anything negative.
Really good for I mean, they're not. I joined the green room when it first started. It was more of a networking group. I joined it thinking because we were heavy into Amazon at the time. Oh, people are going to share things like, hey, here's a bolo. Find this in your area. You know, I'm already in and out of it, but you can find it at your local Toys R Us. And the problem was there was so much. It was very unmoderated. There was so much bad information that was allowed to be going back and forth. That was literally getting people suspended. And the powers that be wanted to do nothing. I'm telling the truth. I said something to them about it. They're like, well, we can't moderate the group. I'm like, you're making like 40 something. At the time, it only had like 400 people in it at $100 a pop or whatever that is, $40,000 a year or whatever that math. And they're like, you can't do it. They're like, no, it just needs to police itself. I was like, wow, you suck. And I actually left at 8 months. Pulled myself out of the group, even though my year's subscription wasn't up. I was like, no, can't do this. But, you know, and that was then. I don't know now, but you know, a lot of those, I know they do have maybe, hopefully they've changed. I know they have a lot of like, you know, get-togethers and stuff like that. I do know that people that live in Texas in it love getting together with them because it's good networking. It's kind of like paying to go to some sort of event or whatever. I don't know if eBay Open, for instance, if they charge, or somebody had a big, you know, reseller thing or whatever, if you want to pay for a hotel room, pay whatever, go. But I'm going to tell you, chances are you're not going to learn anything that you couldn't have learned for free. You know,
No.
you might as well just look at it as a social time and networking and like, hey, I'm paying to go, you know, hang out with other people and have camaraderie or whatever.
And I think those things might be kind of fun. I mean, like if you guys had like a big doings or whatever, and we had to pay to go, I'd go. I'd pay to go.
Right, right, because you know that you're not going to hang out with a bunch of fake people.
No,
That's the only reason why I would go, is because I know Dusty, I know Jason, I know Eric,
Why would I
I know you.
charge? Why would I just not be like, hey, get together and, you know, everybody get
well, I
together?
know, but I'm just saying that if it's you guys are the people I hang out with most of the time, so I mean,
Right.
I would go. I would go just for the hanging out kind of part and meeting each other and stuff like that. You know.
Right.
Yeah, I totally would, but I would have it. I would know that that's what it's going to be. Everything that you need to know about this business is out there. It's already
Mhm.
on YouTube.
Mhm.
It's already in free Facebook groups. I don't
Yeah.
get it. If people want, I think that people want shortcuts in life. People always have. That's
They
why
do.
Cliff Notes exist. And I think that people feel like if I pay this or I pay that. Well, first of all, who are you paying? Have you looked at what they actually do? Do they walk the walk and talk the talk? I don't know Suzanne Wells. I've never even watched. I've heard the name. I've never watched a
Mhm.
single one of her videos. But does she actually? And I'm not talking about. Well, she showed us a picture that was of a screenshot of her account or whatever. I mean, does anybody actually know, for instance, if she does it? And I'm just picking on her because I heard the
Probably
name
not.
come up, you know.
Probably not.
Or is she making all of her money? I actually caught, and I haven't watched this person in a long time, caught a YouTuber the other day that said, I'm going to be branching out just out of curiosity. It was like a 7-minute video, and it was like, update on everything with this channel or some kind of sensationalistic something. And I watch it, and it's like, I'm going to be showing multiple streams of income, you know, and this is a person that's going to teach you eBay for a long time. And then all of a sudden, out of this person's mouth, well, you know, I have a lot of revenue sources and YouTube is number one.
Mhm.
And I just went, wow, exactly what I suspected from the day that this person came on. They didn't want to teach people eBay. They wanted to learn how to make money on YouTube teaching people eBay because, to be honest, they kind of sucked at eBay.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
And
Well,
I just went,
you're
wow,
wrong.
exactly what everybody thought or what I thought from the very beginning. And what is unfortunate is that so many people almost like worship at the altar of some of these people sometimes, and they build their whole entire freaking business around this totally perfect stranger that just pops up on the YouTube scene and has only been there for 3, 4, 6 months. Nobody knows who the hell they are. You know, they don't show anything about their business. They could be making crap up and pulling it out of their butt, but people are going to base their whole entire livelihood on that. That's what's scary. You know, and just because you pay for information doesn't make it any more legit either, you know. And that's not bashing. It amazes me how many people will just blindly follow. I guess I'm a studier person. Like, I get to know people. I want to see, you know, I want to see if they walk the walk and talk the talk, if they're really doing it, you know.
Yeah.
Show me your home runs you hit. Tell me, you know, let me see that from month after month. You know, I guess is one of the reasons we like to ride in the car and say, here's our whole entire life. Sometimes things suck. Sometimes things are nice, but here it is, all of it. You know, I ain't got nothing to hide.
Yeah.
No,
And really, if
I
you know, your true self on here, then people aren't going to ask to see that, because they'll know that what you're saying is the truth, that you have no reason to lie.
Right.
You know, and you know, I'm sure that even people in our audience that you've never even been on a hangout with, and you know, haven't got to know them personally, that they feel like that you're telling the truth. That, you know, just like all of us, I wouldn't have anybody in our group that I didn't like trust, because, or not trust, That's what I'm trying to say, not trust. Because I think that whenever you hang out like this, you kind of build trust, you know, between each other, and you know, you get to know each other and stuff, and you know that that person is not fake.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
at the same time, if I tell you, like, if I come on a morning show and you don't know me or whatever, and I tell you, hey guys, I'll tell you what sells really hot, you know, I got to think of something. Broken cigarette lighters, you know, there was one laying out here on the but don't go out and invest in a bunch of broken cigarette light. You know, don't take my word for anything. Go check it out for yourself.
Right.
But then again, it's like we were talking about last night with the guys. This is a business where if you're not inquisitive and willing to do the research, you're not going to be successful. You've got to love, and Sally, you and I have talked about that. You love doing research. If you don't love research, and I think that's the problem too. A lot of people just jump in, don't love to do research, and they're like, "Oh, well, I can join this group and pay this person whatever." I don't even know what groups are called, but pay this person whatever and get all the answers on how to be successful and not have to do the work.
And I don't think the comfortable life is that way. Who is talking about Susan Wells? I don't think that person is like that. He seems pretty. Charles seems pretty up on his game and stuff.
Yeah.
And he seems to kind of I've noticed him in the past. He's kind of called out some people that didn't seem legit and stuff. So this is nothing against the comfortable life, because he
no, and I can't even see the chat where I'm at. So if I offended everybody, oh well. I mean, and I don't.
I just the Susan Wells and the green room and all that makes me feel like, it always makes me feel like those. Remember back in the day, Charlton Sheets and all those kind of people, and they're showing you their cars and their mansions and stuff, and they're like, you don't have to work, you just have to do this, make phone calls for 2 hours a day, and you're going to have this, you know. I mean, that's what they all make me feel like, you know, like they're trying to make you think that you're going to become a millionaire overnight.
Yeah,
that's what people make me feel.
Then I guess my question to comfortable life would be, like, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but, and if I did, oh well. But my question to comfortable life, if you're paying,
well, I don't know if he's paying.
If you're paying for information, well, I don't know. Maybe Suzanne. Like I said, I don't even know who the hell Suzanne Wells is. But if you're paying whoever it is for information, please tell me what you've got, what you've learned. That's what I would like, just to hear from one person. It is so beneficial. I learned this, and it totally paid for itself in my business 1,000 times over. That's what I want to. That's all I want to hear.
Yeah.
And you never hear that. You hear, oh, it was a great, like, all these meetups. Like, oh, it was a great networking event. Networking. Like what? Had a great social time, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if the comfortable life is actually paying for their group.
I don't think so. I never seen anything about that.
Because sometimes she puts out videos of information too, but I don't know.
I never seen Charles say anything about.
No, he was just talking about Susan Wells.
Yeah,
some information she had given.
I never seen him say that he was paying for information or anything like that.
I was just saying Susan Wells is kind of one of those people that she has those paid group, you know, is what I was saying.
And he says, no, I don't pay anyone for information. I pay by buying, making the mistakes, and learning from that. That's exactly what I was going to say. You learn from your mistakes, and that's how you pay. Because if you just pay somebody to say, okay, what do I do? And they tell you what to do, and then because you did that, you lose your eBay business, then you're really going to be paying. So maybe
I have a hard time putting my eBay business in the hands of a total stranger that has done a couple videos or whatever. And everybody's new when they start doing videos, but I don't know. I want to see anything in life, whether it's eBay, whatever, you know, Show me, walk the walk and talk the talk, and let me see it.
Yeah.
Oh, Tristan, that's because it's on Sally's channel.
Oh, sorry, Tristan.
4 words: the upside down picker. But don't tell her I think upside down is actually 1 word.
I'm different, damn it.
I don't know if it is or not. I think it's hyphenated. You should add a hyphen.
It's not hyphenated. It is 1 word. Upside down. But
yeah, Comfortable Life said, no, I don't
mine's
pay
not.
anyone. I pay by buying, making the mistakes, and learning from that. That's the way to do it. That's the way to learn this business. It's like, you know, but I think there's so many people that get into reselling looking for a shortcut because they're in really financial dire straits and they need a way out, and they're looking for a quick answer to keep from losing the house or keep the power on or whatever. And unfortunately, this is not a shortcut business. Now, if you were in that position and you took everything around your house and listed it on eBay, you know, realized, hey, we can either save the house and have pretty stuff and live in the alley, you know, yeah, you could probably do it and get a good start, but you'd have 0 in your inventory. You know, it's stuff laying around your house.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, the way I look at it is I don't pay to join a group and I'm still making money. So why would I pay to join a group? I learned all I need to know from you guys. I'm enough to make money anyway. Maybe I'm not making as much as I should, but yeah.
I can teach you how not to make money.
I'm getting good at that. Stand in the rain into the storage unit auction and buy the worst one. I did get a leather punch though.
There you go. What are you polishing? I see you got Brasso.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the surface rust off of this leather punch. Not working very well.
There's also a lot of talk in the side chat, you know, about people doing YouTube videos about subjects that they don't know anything, you know, apparently don't know anything about, you know, going out and doing a video. And I've seen that happen. It's typically newer YouTubers that are out there because they want to be seen or want to be noticed. And they're like, hey, people are asking about this. I'll put up a video. If you don't know anything about a subject or you're not comfortable commenting on it, just keep your mouth shut. That's kind of my take on it. It's like when the question of taxes come up. Everybody has a different opinion on sales tax outside of your state. And this is controversial, so I'm not going to go into detail. It's where your business has what's considered a nexus. Congress has not ruled on it yet. If you ask 15 CPAs, you'll get 15 different answers. So I'm not comfortable commenting on taxes, everything. I'm not an expert on taxes. I don't claim to be an expert on taxes, but yet I see people go in, not necessarily the taxes subject, but I see people go into these different, you know, subjects and do videos and then end up 2 videos later with egg on their face because somebody pointed out, hey, you're way off on your info. If you don't know anything about it, just keep your mouth shut. You know, especially when you built enough of a YouTube following that people do respect you. Just be man enough or woman enough to say, I don't know anything about it. Or I'd rather not comment on that. That's not something I'm comfortable talking about.
Well, I remember one time when Valerie started this show when I first came on, and there was something with the rules. I don't remember what rules it was, but I remember we were talking about it, and somebody had said something, and it didn't sound quite right. So I made sure to take time to go look and see, and then I made sure to say it right on. I interrupted everybody, and I said, hey, I want to clear this up, because I don't want any wrong information being said on here, you know. And I read the rule exactly the way it was and explained it. And yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm never wrong, but yeah, people need to start reading the rules before they give out information. And yeah.
Mr. Sadie said, I don't like groups of any kind. You're basically limiting yourself. Don't use the word community either. It's just another word for group. Yeah, but community is a feel-good word that I think's been used a lot within the reselling world. Because if you say community, then it's okay. We're all in this together. It's basically a crutch. I've seen it used a ton over about the last 2.7 years, and it's a giant crutch. You say community, and then it's all a feel-good, and we have to be nice to each other. You know, it's BS. It's
That's
smoking.
not why
It's
I say community.
smoke and mirrors.
I say community because community means a group.
Which is what Mr. Sadie just said.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it doesn't, just because somebody says community doesn't mean they're trying to, you know.
Well, I think I've heard it used a lot when it's like, well, we want to soften this a little bit. And if we say community, then we all have warm, fuzzy feeling, warm, fuzzy feelings and sing Kumbaya together. At the end of the day, I love everybody on this panel, everybody in the audience, but my business and taking care of my family is first and foremost. And, it's like the old thing somebody said, what would you do? Like when Jim Bennett moved to town, what would you do if y'all were both out and you both found the same, you found a deal and he needed it or whatever. And I said, Jim Bennett doesn't put food on my family. He's my friend, but he's not my number one. It's God, wife and kids, family. I mean, it's that order. That's what's, no offense, but he don't pay my bills. Weber doesn't pay my bills. Nikki doesn't pay my bills. Silver Hair Stacker doesn't pay my bills. Y'all are my friends, but at the end of the day, you're not going to come between me and my business.
I'm independently wealthy. I could pay your bills, Dusty.
I wish you would.
Just kidding.
I'm still trying to catch up on this chat. Good Lord, y'all are awesome talkers this morning.
Driving the van was just my cover up so people didn't ask me for money.
I just don't understand. No, we do not have any rain, Thom.
Thom? Do you call him Thom?
Yeah, Quincy Picker, it's Tom with an H. I called him Tom with an H for a long time. And then one day Jim Bennett called him Thom. And so it's stuck with. Sorry, Tom. Oh, there's Tristan. I know her.
Hi, Tristan.
Oh, hell yeah. If I don't know, I'm damn sure not going to make up an answer and lie. We all make mistakes. But if I know nothing, I'm going to tell you I don't know shit, says Hank Allen Cash. Here's my thing. I don't want to be the reason that somebody fails in their business and loses their house or whatever. I want to be able to sleep at night. I think it's being more honest and more real people to just say, I don't know. I've always said, don't take a damn word that comes out of my mouth for the truth. Go check it out for yourself. I could be lying to you about everything.
Yeah.
I could not even sell on eBay. I'm making it all up. I've never sold a single thing on eBay. But there's people that don't bother to do the work. It amazes me. I have people that follow our eBay store because there's sometimes we'll go on vacation. I'll put on vacation hold, and I will within 12 hours from one person specifically. Are you okay? Where'd your whole store go? You don't have anything listed. To me, that says somebody that took the time to watch our videos, go figure out what our store was, which isn't terribly hard when I show things I have for sale, that took the time to do that. That's somebody that has an inquisitive mind. Or there's like on the show that we did last night, there's a guy that like 5 times asked in the audience, it even goes to the extent of messaging me, what's your store name so I can check, what's your store name so I can check your stuff out or whatever. And it's like not even proper grammar. And I'm like, no, if you're that lazy, go watch the videos, figure it out for yourself. Prove to me that I'm not going to waste my time with you if I don't think you like to do research. Because if you're too lazy to research, you're not going to succeed in this business anyhow. If you're too lazy to learn how to go do a little bit of research, I got news for you. You're not going to make it very long here. Are you asleep with your finger on your nose? Oh my God, what is with everybody on this show falling asleep?
I'm not asleep.
Yes, you most certainly were. I just sat there and watched your head kind of go.
No, I didn't. I was going like this. I was poking my nose because I've got some nasal issues this morning. I just sneezed, and I was going like this and poking my nose. I wasn't sleeping. But I was sitting there listening to you. You're talking about research, and if you're not good enough at research, you can't go find your store name, then you're not going to help them. I was listening. No, I was just. You never have a nasal issue where like makes your eyes water? That's what I'm dealing with right now. And I'm not picking my nose. It's on the side of my nose. Just so you know. I gotta have my camera on.
I think this clamp is used for holding an A-cup bra on a table. It's just kind of small.
Mr. Sadie said, I just feel like there's an expectation the second you join a group, you're on that side and their eyes, and I want none of that. Like Dusty said, I'm on my side. Get your information from wherever you want. There's YouTubers I can't stand. I mean, there's probably more than I can't stand than I like, as far as, because I just feel like there's a lot of fake. But that doesn't mean if somebody else wants to watch them, go watch them. Go watch whoever you want to watch. Go watch whoever you like. You know, I'm just saying take everything, including what I say, with a grain of salt until you figure it out for yourself.
Well, that's like me. I'm not in a group. I mean, like I hang out with you guys more often than everybody else, but I'm not in a group. I'm myself. I prefer to spend my time here with you guys, you know, but I like everybody, you know, until I don't, you know, but I'm not like specifically in a group. I'm kind of myself.
If somebody's got time, Frankie's fine. There are sellers that want to make a business out of eBay and those who just want to make a fast buck until they move on to their real careers. If somebody's got time, and I'm not talking about doing a morning show like this where people are working and actually getting things done or listing hangouts. If people have time to make edited videos at the rate of more than one a day with a lot of major editing, you know, long where they took time to do it. Because I don't edit. There's time. If they do that, they're in my opinion, they're more about making money off of YouTube. You know, and at which point I have to question. It's back to the old buying into an infomercial. If Carlton Sheets was really so good at real estate, you know, why is he teaching? You know, why is he out selling courses about it? When's he out? When's he buying houses? You know, I have no doubt he probably was at one point in time, and he made his money and sat back and said, "Hey, I can teach people to do this crap, you know, and make a lot better money." I hate that old saying, those that can't teach, because we do need teachers in life. And I'm going to say this, especially since Silver Hair's here. I think that is such a false statement. I don't think teachers are people who can't do. I think that's ignorant.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of teachers in life that don't have experience about the things that they teach. A lot of business class college professors that have never been in business for themselves a day in their life, but, you know, going to teach people, you know, a lot of bad techniques and stuff like that. And then there's some good college professors. Who woke up grouchy? Me?
But I've seen a lot of really good teachers that weren't all that great at the practical stuff. Take me for example.
It just depends. Exactly. It depends on what it is.
I was not good enough to be a professional player on my instrument, so I went into teaching. It doesn't mean I was a bad teacher. And I don't know.
No, I think that's why I said there's not all teachers about. But I never understood. Let me ask you a question. You were a music teacher, right?
Right.
How the hell do you
I'm
learn?
a French horn player, and I played in the Amarillo Symphony, and I played in the Abilene Symphony, but they weren't big paying. You know, you couldn't make a living doing that. So.
But I always wondered this: how do you learn that many different instruments? Because how many instruments did you have to teach?
All the band instruments. But you learn by doing. It's just like
That's crazy. That I've thought about that one time a long time ago. I was like, how did my music teacher know how to do all that stuff? That's a lot of instruments.
Yeah, it's just you learn a lot about 15 different instruments. It's like, how did Jim learn how to work with motorcycles? Did he go to motorcycle mechanic school to learn all that? I don't know. Maybe he did, but
No.
Okay, you on?
Yeah.
I'll tell you how I learned. When I was a kid growing up, my dad worked very hard, but he was on the road a lot. My mom also worked. She was a waitress. When she wasn't staying home with us, I guess when he's on the road, she had to stay home with us. But I learned if I broke something mechanical, it was either do without it or learn how to fix it. And that's where I learned. I mean, I didn't have any mechanic. I couldn't say, hey, Daddy, take my go-kart in and go get it fixed. No, you want a go-kart fixed, you need to go to the library, look at books, and figure out, or just figure it out. Yeah, that's how I did it. It was out of necessity. It wasn't even that back then I didn't even enjoy it. Now I do, but back then I just did it out of necessity.
And it's the same with teaching musical instruments. If you don't know how to play a clarinet and you got a whole bunch of beginner clarinet players coming into a clarinet class, you go learn real quick.
Yeah.
The crazy card said that is the first thing I do when considering taking advice from someone on YouTube. Find their store, check completed listings, sort high to low. I just watch for entertainment. Absolutely. And click on their feedback number. How long have they been selling? Click on their feedback. How many feedback do they have? That'll give you a little bit of an indication on how many items they've sold since then. Look and see if they're really doing what they say they're doing.
Can I say something kind of shitty?
Yeah.
Okay, so I always question like these bigger channels that turn the super chat on because they're so successful at selling on eBay, but you're taking, like let's say $20 from random people in the audience, they get their name called off. Because I mean, if you think about it, if I was driving around in a car on the road, I'd take a $10 bill and throw it out the window just for the hell of it, which is kind of what you're doing with that super chat. So, in my opinion.
When your channel gets to a certain point, and I'm just going to throw out a number, probably somewhere around 1,500, 2,000 subscribers, and you have commercials turned on and you monetize and you're doing videos pretty regular, you're getting a check. Normally we didn't see any money off YouTube for the first year. You don't get paid out until you hit $100, but it rolls over every month. I'm going to tell you, your first month of doing YouTube, you may get 33 cents. It's like that, but it's a snowball effect. And once you get to enough subscribers, yes, you can make money off of doing YouTube. Yes, we do make money off of doing YouTube. To me, and to each their own, but to turn on super chat on top of that, asking for donations when you're already making money off of doing videos, I think it's crappy.
I do too.
I think it's fleecing people, and and then acting or laughing or saying, I don't know how it got turned on. You have to physically go in and turn it on. I'm gonna tell you, mine's not on because I've never turned it on. The only way I would turn it on, and Tristan and I talked about doing this, is maybe if she and I to do a show one day, and at the end of the show, whatever is donated through there, turn on, donate to childhood cancer. Not because I'm a hero or a savior or different than everybody else. I'm making money off of YouTube. Why do I want to take people? I'm out there trying to teach people how to make ends meet. They can watch my videos for free. I get money off of that. That's perfect. But to turn around then and ask them for a donation, this is just our personal thoughts on it. To ask them for a donation when we say that we're trying to help people to succeed and be able to pay their bills, it's kind of contradictory.
Yeah.
I would have to change my theme to, we're just here to make money off you.
Because when you do the video, you're giving the impression that it's very successful at reselling or eBay or whatever.
Yeah, and so much of that goes to Google anyway. Like, how many percent?
Yeah, that I don't know.
If I want to give money to somebody, I'll just give them the money. I don't need Google taking a cut.
Yeah.
I've had people, you have to make commercials. I use ad blocker. That's fine. My goal is not to make money. That's just a byproduct of we did videos. And then at one point, we knew eventually it would snowball and the channel would get big enough where we'd make a little bit off of videos.
Right.
And I knew that would happen. That's just a nice little side effect. You know, if you want to use ad blocker, freaking use it. If you have YouTube Red, use it. We actually still get paid off of YouTube Red. You know, do whatever you want. I don't care. That's not our whole point, is to make money. Me personally, off of videos, our whole point is to do it to teach people and help people. Plus, I enjoy doing it. You know, it's kind of like why I said I don't edit. The day I have to start editing videos, to me, it's not fun anymore. It's lost all its fun.
Nope.
Then it's a job. It's not something fun I enjoy doing.
Now, see, me, I kind of think of it a different way. We're all here to make money doing what we're doing on eBay. And yes, if you're making money on eBay, you shouldn't need to make money on YouTube. But isn't that what we're trying to teach people? Make money any way you can. And so if people, I don't give on Super Chat. I did one time just because I wanted to try it out and see what it all was all about, but whatever. But anyways, and it was the person who needed it. But anyways, I don't care if somebody's got Super Chat on. If Dusty, if you put Super Chat on, or if Sally put Super Chat on the show, I don't think any less of that person. I don't think.
No, and it depends on your reason. If you turn it on and say, "Hey guys, I'm having troubles right now," and just it's about being honest, you know. And I've seen too many people with YouTube that came in. I'm going to teach you how to do this, blah blah blah. When their end game from day one was to make money off of you, not to really teach people. Our end game since day one has been to help people. For me to then turn on Super Chat is totally contradictory to everything that I would be if I did it. Would be to turn totally contradictory to everything I've said over the last 2.5 years, and then that would make me a big giant liar.
Now, see,
so
my
preached and preached and preached and preached. Information should be free. I'm just here to help people, whatever. And then I were to start, you know, essentially charging or asking for donations or whatever. That would kind of make me a liar.
My end game for YouTube was social, because everybody in my life, my real life, doesn't give a shit about what I do. And like, if I'm like, oh, look at what I got, and they give me that deer in the headlight look, you know. So that was mainly why I started my YouTube channel. But I also monetized my videos, because if eventually, I mean, I make like, I think my revenue is like 29 cents a month or something right now. And I've been doing it for 3 years. So obviously I have failed in making money on YouTube. But that wasn't my intent. But if I do make money along the way, I'm all for it. My intent is not to make money on YouTube.
If I was out to make money, I could easily. I mean, if my whole thing was just to make money off you, I could easily pump out a video a day or a video. I mean, I counted somebody the other day, and they had done 43 videos in 30 days. I'm like, how do you have time to run an eBay business? And this is somebody that edited and everything else. I mean, if I want to make money, yeah, I could easily make $1,000 a month off YouTube if I want to sit there, and that's being very modest. If I wanted to sit there and pump out a bunch more videos.
Well, that's me with my personality.
But that's not my end game.
Money on YouTube.
Huh?
And with my personality, I can make tons of money on YouTube. But yeah, I'm still sitting at 29 cents.
Yeah, I think that you know, and the reason why we started doing the morning show was me and Valerie started doing the morning show was because we wanted to bring people together for one thing, to give good a good place for other resellers to come and, you know, list and do their eBay thing, you know, and work their business, give information, get information, you know, exchange information between us for free. Has nothing to do with, you know, Super Chat or anything like that. If I wanted to do Super Chat for a reason, I think I would be truthful about it. Hey, my car's broken down right now.
Yeah.
Is there anybody can help me?
And there's nothing, and that's what I was saying. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with doing a GoFundMe if that's what. And people have the right to give or to not to give. But being honest
at the same time,
you know,
at the same time, I would never ask anybody to help me financially because I know how hard it is for people, you know, to come up with money. And so I could never do that. Um, but I think the whole thing is being honest, you
Yeah.
know, and you know, and that's not the reason why we are here. The reason why we're here is to, you know, I look at it as, you know, being social and stuff like that. I don't go very many places. I don't go to bars or anything like that. You know, I don't do stuff like that. So, you know, socially, this is my social time, and I believe it's a good thing for me.
Right.
And also, um, you know, somebody told me a long time ago, if you have information, um, share, share with other people. You got this information from somebody, you know, whether it be you worked to find it, or you got it from somebody, you know, that has already been through that situation. You got the information, so why not share it so other people can share with you? You know, it's about giving and, you know, back and forth, not just taking and you know, and putting it all into your business, and then, you know, uh keeping it all for yourself, you know.
Hank on Cash said that's actually why I like y'all. None of you come in acting miserable or complaining about having to do a video because you just didn't feel like doing a video that day. You wouldn't do a video if you didn't feel like it. We didn't do one for a month and a half, and I had a couple people just, when are you gonna do a video? We need a video. We need a video. Well, everything was not okay. We had a lot of stuff going on, you know, a lot of death and a lot of depression and a lot of, Tristan was out of town and we weren't out buying anything. And you know what? We share a lot of our lives, but there's a lot of stuff we don't share. And at the end of the day, I wasn't going to do a video just to do a video. That's not being honest with people. That's, huh? I thought she said something. That's not being honest with people. This is just my personal thing. If I'm going to be real and be honest with people, and Tristan and I are going to be real and be honest with people, then no, I don't have to share, oh, well, you know, we're just having a rough patch. I don't have to share every detail of my life. But at the same time, I'm not going to do a video just to fake it because I'm not there for the money.
Right.
You know, I'm not there for the, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we have to do what makes us feel right too. You know, if you don't feel right about making a video because people want the content from you, it's not going to be a good video, and people aren't going to enjoy it.
You're begging me to do a video isn't going to make me make me do a video. I'm going to do it when I feel led, or when I feel in my heart that it's the right time, or when I feel like doing something, or there's actually information that I feel like could help people. You know? You were talking about the reason you do stuff. I mean, the reason we do it, and you can get spiritual about it if you're a spiritual person, or you can call it karma or Buddha or whatever you want to call it, whatever your belief is, but it's truly on our heart to pay back everything that we know and we learn because we were there and we've been there. We've been down to that point where, and I've told this story before, but where the little guy we were working for here in town, we were actually reselling at the time, and met this guy at his yard sale while we were buying stuff. And he's like, oh, I have this little company. Come work for me. We went to work for him for 6 months or so. And then he bounced all of our paychecks, literally with like about and they're going to hit your bank tomorrow. So you may want to go pull out whatever you can. And we literally looked at our last $250 and I said, that's it. We're going back to reselling. And took that seed money and pulled ourselves straight back up. I mean, within a year and a half, had $20,000 in the bank. You know, so it can be, and paid the bills on top of that. Life was a little simpler back then. Rent was a little cheaper, and only one car, and the kids were young, so they didn't cost as much. And but if I don't share that, it's like I've always said, don't waste your story. If you have a story to tell, like Tristan, they're talking in the audience now about her, and she had childhood cancer and all that. If you're a survivor, don't waste your story. There's a reason you went through, and that is getting a little religious, but that's just my personal belief. There's a reason that you went through what you went through. You may never know the reason, but if it's an encouraging story, don't waste that. Don't just sit on it and never tell the story, you know? Don't share. You've got the opportunity then to help other people.
Yeah, we were actually talking about that earlier. You know, there's a reason for everything. I mean, that's what I feel like anyways, is there's a reason for everything like that. Every decision you make, every road you've been down, every experience you've been through, there's a reason for it. And, you know, if it, you know, means helping another person by sharing that story, then, you know, maybe you had to, like Brandon yesterday, he was walking home from the store and there was somebody in the liquor store parking lot that had just, he just had his manifold gasket changed, and his truck was clicking. And Brandon says, I just went through the same exact thing. And I tell you, it sounds like your starter is missing a tooth. It broke a tooth, and
Right.
that's why it's clicking like that. He says, I just went through this exact same thing. He says, if I had my tools with me, I'd help you, you know, take it apart and see if that's what was going on. But I'm almost positive. But maybe we went through our experience because he needed to help that guy, or, you know, and let him know what was going on with his vehicle, you know? So
Yeah.
you never know. Stuff like that happens all the time. That's just crazy.
Oh, cool. Ciao.
I'm listening. I'm just trying to, good Lord, y'all are an active bunch this morning.
Tara, your sound is really weird today.
It's because I got the other laptop. My usual laptop is updated.
She's on Jim Carrey's Atari that she made him use last
Yeah.
night. It sounds like you're in a tin can or a bathroom or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my first and last experiment with the idea of a
Yeah,
laptop.
it's a cool sweater, but yeah, it's not as good as mine.
Because I don't know if you noticed,
Mr. Sadie said, I see a big red flag when I hear people say the main reason I do this is to help other people. Very, very few are doing it for that reason. But there are people that are. I mean, I'm an example of somebody that truly, but Mr. Sadie and I know each other well enough. But that's where, you know, if I was new on the scene, don't take my word for it that I'm doing it to help people. Watch me for 3 years and see if I really am.
But the thing is that we get enjoyment out of this too. That's the reason that why we do it, is because when we, you know, we feel like we're helping other people and we legitimately are doing that, we feel good about that in ourselves. You know, it makes us feel good that, you know, we could help somebody else.
Oh my gosh, there's this person that I help. Well, I mean, there's lots of people that I've helped, but this one person I help, and they come back every once in a while and say, "Oh, I made this sale, or I did this, and I'm doing really good. I've brought myself up out of broke, and now they're doing really well." I mean, that just makes me feel really good. And it may be selfish, you know, but
and sharing and helping can bring joy. There's nothing wrong with it bringing joy to yourself. That's not selfish or wrong motive. That's just a byproduct of doing the right thing.
The other day, this woman was selling at the flea market, and she was selling the lady I bought my chicken first from. And I said, "Do you sell these on Etsy too?" And she said, "No, I couldn't really, so much competition. I really couldn't get my Etsy store going." And I started talking to her, and I started giving her some tips on Etsy. And like I told her, I said, "No, I haven't been on Etsy in years selling, but I started selling again on Etsy, and I'm dabbling with it, but I've learned some stuff, and this is what I've learned." And I was teaching her some of the stuff that I had learned and showing her. And she was so excited. She's like, "Oh my gosh," you know, "I never even thought about that," you know. And I gave her some new ideas, and so now she's gonna go home. She's like, "I can't wait to get home and try this stuff," you know. And hopefully it'll help her. I mean, I don't know if it will, but I'll probably won't find out till next year. But yeah, hopefully it did her some good, you know.
If you are put in a position to help somebody get themselves out of a bad financial jam, I mean, you can't help everybody, but if this is one case where you may have the opportunity to help somebody get themselves out of a serious financial jam, or get themselves out of a job they hate and have them do something that they really love. I mean, who would pass up on that opportunity? I mean, it would not be in me to pass up on that. I mean, And you can see very quickly the person who really wants to genuinely help people and the person who's just out there. It's all the flash, it's all the glam, and it's like, hey, wow, look at me and subscribe to me. You can see that really quick. I mean, they're not. I mean, it's transparent.
But there's a lot of people though, and this is the sad part. There's a lot of people, and this is going to be a not popular statement, but there's a lot of people that are not good judges of character. You know, that are gullible.
Well, they may be beyond help.
You know, and that's where if you feel like you're a gullible person and constantly, like throughout your life, have been not conned, but you know, you feel like, wow, I can't believe I fell for. If you find yourself saying, wow, I can't believe I fell for that a lot throughout your entire life, then you might be a good person to kind of fact check. Like, I forgot who even said it, but the Crazy Carta thing. Go look up their store. Go check it out for yourself. You'll probably look at the stuff they sold. You'll probably learn something just looking through their inventory of what they sold. Holy cow, I didn't know that was worth money, you know? It goes back again to, you have to learn, you have to have an inquisitive mind in this business. I mean, you don't have to. You either have to be that or the fastest clothing, and I pick on clothing, but you know, the fastest.
You better quit it.
The fastest smalls seller that you can be, whether it's coffee mugs or whatever, you know. I've said it before, you can make a living off of coffee mugs. You're just going to have to become a really good expert at it, and you're going to have to become a damn fast lister and have a good inventory system. But it can be done.
You just lost me there, Dusty, because I do not believe anybody can make a living off of fucking coffee mugs.
Oh hell yeah! Think about it. If you listed just coffee mugs and all you picked up was like logoed coffee mugs, for instance, and you kept it very basic, you didn't measure every single one of them. Maybe you just put a ruler in front of them when you take a picture, and that's the extent of your measure. Or have a ruler stand up and back so people can see how tall. Picture the front, picture of the back, picture down through the inside, and picture of the bottom. 4 pictures on each one. Dude, you can knock out 125 listings a day, and you can buy coffee mugs for 25 cents a piece. If you pick the logoed ones, like I sold some that had like old computer companies here in town, and people paid $25 for them, your barrier to entry would be nothing. You just would have to know what sells and what doesn't sell, and that would only come with experience, with time, or with studying, you know, like sold listings, for instance. But think about your profit margins: 25 cents and $25. And then come up with an inventory system of like boxes where you could stack them. I could fit 10,000 coffee mugs in this room on these shelves.
And you could put a Beanie Baby inside each one for free giveaway.
There are some coffee mugs that are worth money.
Yeah, there is.
There is.
Okay, well, I'll agree to disagree, but I'm still.
No, there are some. Not like Starbucks, but there's another. There's another coffee brand which actually they do well. But I mean, how often are you gonna find them? Maybe once a year.
I always tell Tara I'd like to make a machine that would crush the coffee mugs and make them so I could use it for gravel in our driveway. It would be an excellent use for these old coffee mugs.
All right, let's hold on. We're going to do something here real quick. Coffee mug.
No, there is a coffee brand that's not Starbucks that does really good. I can't remember.
Coffee mug minus Starbucks, because of course Starbucks is gonna come up top. If I do coffee mug minus Starbucks and I do used only, there's 90,000 completed, and out of those, 8,000 sold. Not a great sell-through rate. So let's say let's narrow that down a little bit more. Let's do vintage. Not everybody's gonna put the word vintage in there. Vintage vintage coffee mug minus, huh?
Don't put a lot of work into it.
16
is sourcing. When you're going to find 4 pallets of crappy mugs to that one mug that's going to sell for $25.
Well, Jill had a good point. Ever heard of someone selling a coffee mug for $1,200? No, and I don't know that there is a $1,200 coffee mug. I mean, there's some of the, like the vintage Fire King Snoopies with where he was the Red Baron on top of the thing. I mean, those are a couple $100 or more easily. So no, I don't think you're going to hit home runs. But if somebody was the type of person that didn't mind, everybody's personality is different. If somebody was the type of person that didn't mind assembly line type work, you know, I don't mind listing 100. It's like I've always said with clothing selling, you have to be the kind of person that doesn't mind. My personality won't let me do it. I'm way too ADD. No kidding. But if you didn't mind that kind of thing. No, you're probably never going to hit a major home run. Yeah, occasionally you come across some really cool Fire Kings that you probably get decent money, and that would be your home run. Maybe a couple $100. No, you'd never hit the $1,200 item. But you know, you sell one mug for $300 and you're paying a quarter a piece. You just pay for 1,200 more mugs.
Yeah.
You know. If somebody was in a position where maybe, I don't know, maybe they're sourcing, if that needed to be their business model, because maybe their sourcing sucked where they lived. Maybe their physical disability didn't allow them to get out and buy. I mean, I'm trying to think of all these different examples, to buy bigger stuff or to travel to auctions or whatever, but they could get out once a week and go hit thrift stores and yard sales or whatever, and you know, had a limited budget. I'm saying you could become an expert at coffee mugs and you could make a living doing it.
Yeah, I think when Dust Taylor goes up, it's up like 90.
I don't want to do it.
Don't do it.
That's just me. I don't care who you are. I think it's like anything else. Take what information you take, what speaks to you, and take that and run with it. Somebody said in our guy show chat thing last night, you know, I have no interest in doing clothing, and I'm watching these videos and talking. Then don't do it. Then don't do it. You know, or if you hate, well, I mean, make sure that it's truly that you don't like it. You know, just that you don't want, not that you just don't want to learn about it, or you're too lazy or whatever else. But
well, I hate coffee mugs, but I will admit I do occasionally buy. If it's one I think I can make money on, I do occasionally buy a coffee mug. So, I mean I'll do it. I'm game for anything. Anything I can buy and sell for more money, I'll do it. It's just I've had such bad luck with coffee mugs. It's almost phobic. Like we go out and buy those Starbucks mugs. Everybody else is selling them. They're making a boatload of money. We buy the Starbucks mugs and they sit. You know, we price them. All of a sudden, it's like the day we buy them, we go back to the computer. The markets fell out of them. You know, whatever cities we bought now suck. You know, it's just bad luck with specifically with mugs. But other people, like you say, other people may tear the world up with them.
Fishing and Picking, our Amish brother, said there is a lady in coffee mug collectors on Facebook who makes $8,000 plus a month on mugs. She posts her store on there, and her solds that, you know, when you look up her store, her solds are proof, and you can do it.
She's selling $8,000 coffee mugs.
$8,000 a month. Oh.
I couldn't do it. I mean, the coffee mugs that I do have on the shelf, I've knocked over at least 10 times. I've actually broken one, had to pull the lid. I mean,
Jim got a pack on this morning. I don't even know why I tried it. Remember those stuffed animals in the 80s, like were on folders and stuff?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'll try to list it. Okay, yeah, I think it sold for like $14 for shipping. Anyway, there you go.
Foxy lady.
Foxy lady.
We have 1982.
There's a Burger King Anchor Hawking mug with Burger King logo, milk glass looking, sold for $60.
There is the McDonald's one, the Good Morning
Those
one.
used to do good.
But they have to say a city. It's like Hello Philadelphia or something. That does really good. But like the regular ones, they don't do as good anymore.
The ones we wind up suck.
Here's one in 1986 commemorative USS John F. Kennedy. Was that a sub or a ship? I guess it was a ship. New York Harbor has the Statue of Liberty, sold for $67. You know, here's one with a tractor on it. Fire King Avon Farm Supply, Avon, Illinois, sold for $43 with 7 bids. I mean, now you got to understand, I'm also at the very sorted by price plus shipping highest first of 1,500. These are the higher end ones. You know, if you go down to the bottom of the first page, and they're 200 per page, you know, out of those 1,500, I'm down to item number 1,300. It's Billy Bob from Showbiz Pizza, and it sold for about $25, $30 shipped. You know, so you're already getting down. So no, you're never going to have a ton of major home runs. But it's just to say that if somebody did that, like that lady in that group, that's not a bad business model. And who am I to judge if that's her business model?
Right.
God, can you imagine? Okay, so I was watching Scavenger Life last night. And when I say watching, they actually did a video. Like a video. They're like, we don't have time to do the vlog, so we're going to do a day in the life of and show. They actually showed around their property and all that stuff. And all their little buildings with all their little storage totes. And my God, they have more. And I know they're in the process of building a building. They have more inventory spread out through like 3 different properties in totes and everything else. And she's like, well, then I go over here and I get this item and I go over and I get this. And she's showing it like 7 o'clock at night on, I think it was a Monday night. She's like, here's all our stuff ready to go to the post office tomorrow. I'm like, that's a lot. Like it would, to each their own, but I would want to have my shipping done way before 7 p.m. at night. I like to get it out, you know, if it sold Saturday and Sunday was the stuff they were showing, I want to get it out Monday. And I don't want to be
How many items did they have to ship?
It was 2 IKEA bags full of stuff. It looked like, I don't know, 15, 20 items maybe, guessing.
Wow.
We typically ship for about 9 o'clock in the morning till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we take it into the post office. If Jim has to pack up, he will pack at night, but typically that's what we do. 9 to 3, Jim's usually packing.
Well, I guess they don't have one-day handling turned on then.
I don't know their handling either.
I don't know the model, but I guess it didn't have to go out Monday.
We tried one-day handling last fall, and we were really busy last fall, and we just couldn't keep up with it. And then, of course, you know, I have Jim, who, whatever reason, has 5 big things that sell, so he has to build crates, and we just couldn't keep up with the one-day handling.
You need to crack the whip a little bit on him and just get him to move a little faster.
Yeah, probably. He farts around a lot.
There's the sun's in the sky. It's clear blue. It's a perfect day. You know, everything's good. You're all happy, and then you find out you got to do 3 crates that day. You know.
And then Tara goes, "Here's your list of things that needed crates built." But once again, like I said, it's not like with Scavenger Life. If that's their model, and I know they're working on building a building and consolidating it, and it probably just grew to that point, that would drive me insane. That wouldn't work for me. I would get up and hate my day every day if I had to travel, you know, like different places and go all over and pick inventory. And it's like Eric and I got into an argument. Eric's like, you need a bin system. I'm like, no, I don't need a bin system. I know where everything is on these shelves. Every once in a while, if it's something that's been listed for a year, I might have to stop for a minute and think, okay, where did I put that? But usually I find it almost immediately. And that works for me. I have a weird photographic memory that remembers really little odd details that most people can't remember. Like I can tell you exactly where I was when I bought this, for instance, where I was when I bought it and what I paid for it. And even if it's been a year ago, sometimes I can even get an address, you know.
We have a 2.5 car garage that's got like rack shelving in it. So everything's out there in shelving except for the parts totes, the small engine parts totes we have in the big pole barn in a tote system, but we only have to walk across our driveway. We don't have to go drive somewhere to get our crap.
But I'm a visual person, and visual works for me. That's not going to work for a lot of people. There are people that need structure and need inventory.
Jim wants to put everything in numbered totes, which is cool. My thing is some stuff on numbered totes does not hold up well, and you'll damage it or damage packaging or whatever because he digs through it like a woodchuck. I mean, it's like a woodchuck. I'm like, you're breaking shit or, you know, making it look fucked up. Okay, well, that doesn't even make sense. But I just put stuff. Okay, this is the boat part shelf. So I know I walk here, this is any boat parts. This is the coffee mug shelf. I walk over there, there's coffee mugs there. Not that we have a coffee mug shelf, but example.
Mama J says, so what if you have so much inventory and want to keep growing? Then what do? Just get a storage unit?
Well, I'm blessed where I have a 13,000 square foot metal building and a couple other buildings on my property, so that way I'm blessed. Yeah.
Either that or question why if either that or question, I would question why I have more why my stuff is selling so slow. And I'll use Scavenger Life as an example, and I'm not picking on them, but you know, they have stuff that they literally list it and then they never delist it. Like last night on that video, she showed 2 items and she's like, I think these sold. We listed those, and don't quote me, but I want to say when she said it was either 2001 or 2008. I think she said 2008 or 2010, maybe it was.
Wow.
But literally the point was it was 7 to 9 years ago. There's a reason you have to have inventory in so many spaces. I'm sorry if it hadn't sold, and to each their own on their business model. They've got the space to do it. They've got the space to do it. And, you know, if they don't want to delist it, don't delist it. But you're your own reason you are driving around getting stuff from 57 different locations because you refuse to delist stuff. That would be my thing. You know, if it's good to begin with, and I'm not saying that their stuff's not, they have some really interesting stuff, but if it's good to begin with, and there are items that are long tail, I don't really consider items, even consider buying or listing to begin with, items that are going to take that long to sell. Unless they're really obscure, maybe hardware type parts. I do some of that kind of stuff where 3 years from now, somebody's going to have a piece of equipment that breaks down that's obsolete and somebody needs that part I have, and it's really small and it's stuck in a tote somewhere. You know, but one of the examples they gave was like a teapot. I mean, that teapot took 7, 8, 9 years to sell. Wow, that's not a good teapot. You know,
Yeah,
but they also admitted that was stuff that they,
I'm all for list it and forget it, but yeah, I've never had anything over a year, maybe a year and a half.
But that was also stuff
That
they
is the
admitted back
longest.
when they first started. They were newer. Maybe they weren't. Okay, so when your business, for me, if your business progresses to a certain point and you feel like your knowledge base, go back and re-examine your inventory.
Yeah.
Grocery stores do that all the time. I mean, my dad, we took stuff and pulled it off the shelf, you know, not just because of expiration date, but because, you know, we did it in you know, non-food stuff as well. Pull it off and throw it in a clearance buggy, or pull it off and trash it to make room for stuff that does sell. That's normal. That's what businesses do. They clear out old stuff and move into faster moving stuff.
But if it's not in the way, why not keep it for 2 years?
It's true. I mean, if you don't mind, like I said, if you don't mind driving around and driving all around the different sheds and digging through totes, and that doesn't bother you, you have the room, then to each their own. Everybody's model is different.
Yeah.
Do what works for you.
But it's like I've got 100 pairs of eyeglasses right now. I don't care when they sell; they're not taking up any room.
Because they're not taking up any space, right?
Conservatively, I think on that big building, that 13,000 square foot building, conservatively, if we undercut everybody else in town who rents indoor storage, winter storage for boats, we could conservatively get, I mean super conservatively, net $7,000 a year in storage money from that building. But we don't. Right now it's got our eBay stuff in there and personal stuff or whatever. So it's okay. I mean, but you just got to keep in your head that it costs money to store that stuff. It's really, right. There is no such thing as free storage, even if it's on your own property, because you could be, that's money lost. You could be renting that place out for storing to somebody else. I mean, that's something to consider. Is the stuff really worth storing?
I think a lot of times we're all human. Human nature is, you know, we don't always like change. That's not necessarily in our nature. But I think sometimes it's not a bad idea to embrace change and to examine other things. You know, and maybe there's a better way of doing things. Don't get so stuck in the rut of, well, this is the way I've always done it. you know. And I have a tendency to be like that. I mean, I fought forever using a tape gun. I hate tape. I still hate tape. Kristen still won't use a tape gun, but I use the 3-inch one now, thanks to Jason freaking sending me one and going, here, I expect you to use it. Which I already had tape guns. I mean, he sent me a 3-inch though, and I do like it because 2 strips will cover a label perfectly.
We fought the sticky labels. I mean, tooth and nail. It's like I'm taping on the paper. It's cheaper. It's this, it's that. I can tell you, if we run out of the sticky labels now, I'm having a corner. I'm like, I need those sticky labels. Get them on Amazon now. I need them. But it's funny. But I mean, some things you got to try. They're either going to work or they won't. But you got to try it.
Oh my God, one day I was out of my sticky labels and it sucked so bad. I was like, oh my God, I got to tape these labels on.
Yeah, thank you for that, Nikki. Now I'm a damn sticky label junkie. I cannot tape a label on anymore. I mean, it just makes my guts churn.
It seems like it just takes so long to tape that label on now.
Oh, it's ridiculous. And I did it for so long, but now it's like, I gotta have that sticky label. It's like cigarettes.
He just compares sticky labels to cigarettes.
I was the same way. I bought sticky labels myself until one day my husband says, you realize you're only saving like 2 cents a package or 2 point whatever it was cents a package to be taping it on, and you're really not saving it because you're putting that out in tape, you know.
I tape mine, but I have my own reasons that do it, and it's not. I mean, we have owned so many the and UPS label printers. We've had them. It's not that I don't have one or whatever. I have a reason for doing what I do. It's therapeutic to my brain to tape a label on. I also glance at the label to make sure that the address doesn't look funky, that I got the weight right, that I didn't accidentally click 13 ounces first class instead of 13 pounds priority. It's a checks and balances for me. But again, it's one of those to each their own, you know.
All right, think you're gonna shut it down today. Thank you all for coming, hanging out with us. We enjoyed you.
Thanks for staying awake with us, Sally.
How did Sally work last night at all?
Bye.
Bye, guys. See you tomorrow. Same channel.
Yeah, I got